Hello everyone, this is the 6th take of this tutorial because everyone keeps interrupting me. So, I hope you all had a very nice weekend. I had a very nice one myself too, but now I'm back and I'm here to make a new tutorial on guess what? On gaming, that is. I'm sure that you have all seen in videos in the bottom left there are small icons, different each time, that say to whom hero you have to pay attention, which player is controlling him, all these things. Now I have found out that if you make a video about yourself or others, other not famous players, it's better not to use such icons. But if you make a video for an event, for the World DotA Championship for example, everyone wants to know who is playing what, so we have to use them. Now this is what we are going to be creating. I used some DotA icons for the example I did for myself, but we're gonna use DotA for what we want to create. Now you wanna create a composition. Let me erase all the stuff. You want to create a new composition, name it whatever you want. You can create one by clicking down here, comp name, blah 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 blah, okay. Now, this is what we're gonna do. Go to layer, new, solid. I'm gonna name this solid white. Guess what? It's gonna be white, okay. Then, go to our masking, here tool, right here, hold down left click till this small window pops up, click your ellipse tool, and what masks pretty much allow you to do is choose only a part of your footage. Now if I hold down my left click and then click Ctrl Alt Shift, I can make a perfect circle. As you can see, a perfect white circle is what we have now. And I'm gonna go into my layer, to my mask, select the mask and click Ctrl D. Ctrl T or edit, duplicate, duplicates the layer, the effects, it duplicates everything. Now you can't see any difference now because what we have is one white circle on top of another white circle. I'm going to go to my second mask, go to expansion, lower this a bit. Now the second white circle is smaller, but again you can't see anything. But if I go to my second mask settings here, I'm gonna change the add to subtract. Now we have a nice white ring. Let's change this a bit more. As you can see, the edges are a bit strict, so I'm gonna change the feather bit from 0 to 2 here, and also to my first mask from 0 to 2. You can see everything is a bit more blurry and soft on the eye. Now, this is our first circle. You can also make different color circles inside this circle to make it look better. For example, I'm gonna go again, Control D, rename this by clicking right click, rename to red, for example. Go to Effect, Generate, Fill. So you see my second circle is red. I'm going to make this a bit less reddish. And since this is an exact copy, it has the masks on it. So I'm gonna make this mask a bit smaller and change also the second mask so I can have a nice red ring. So this is what we created. Now you can make more of these rings. For example, in my first example I have used about 5 of different colors. But to make things faster and simpler, let's just use this red line. You can do whatever you want. You can make I suggest, to make it look more professional, doing more layers from white, gray to black. But let's just use this one for the moment. Now you wanna go select the first layer, Control, select the second layer, go to Layer, Recompose, and name this circle. Yeah, that's nice. Now here we have a circle. Now in my own example, I want to use the flag, the country the player is from, a picture from the player, and also the hero he's playing. Now I believe you all know DotA. Here I have a picture of him. I'm gonna throw it in my composition. As you can see, it's not it's a rectangle and a bit small, so we can stretch it up a bit, as you can see. And again, we're gonna go to our masking tool, click and up, mistake, click in the middle, have see, that was a mistake. You always want to make sure that when you're masking, you want to have the layer selected. So go here, Control Alt, make this a perfect circle. Here it is. I'm gonna, by using my arrow keys, I can change it a bit. So here, that's a nice, perfect picture of DotA. Now we also have to make the flag, and let's just change this. Let's go to Composition, Composition Settings, and name this DotA, so that we have everything filed. Go to our circle, edit, copy, make a new composition, name it flag, for example, edit, paste. I'm also gonna rename it to flag. I have a Swedish flag somewhere here. Just give me a moment to find it. Sweden, back. Throw this down here. Do the exactly same thing. Select the ellipse tool. Make a perfect circle. Again, move it a bit to make everything nice and easy. Okay, we have a flag. Make another new composition. Name it whatever. Name it hero. I'm gonna use rely for this example. We wanna again copy the circle. Edit, copy, and hero. Edit, paste. I have the rely picture somewhere here. Here it is. Throw it down here. This is my rely. Go to the ellipse tool. Click in the middle. Control Alt. Make a nice perfect circle again. Play with the arrow keys. And here is my rely. Now we have our hero, our flag, and our player. I have made another new composition. You can make one and name it whatever you want. I want to put these three elements in. We have our flag, we have DotA, and then we have our hero. Now we're gonna do this the easy way. Click the first one, the flag, hold down Shift, and then click the last layer. Doing this, you select everything together, move them all to my bottom left, like this. Okay, now let's move ahead, let's say almost a second after our time begins, almost a second. Now we wanna open the settings for DotA, go to position and click the keyframe. This means that every change we've made is saved in this keyframe. When I move almost half a second ahead and then create another keyframe. And here we can change the settings. So I want the position to change and put it a bit to right and a bit to the top. Let's say here should be a very nice distance. But I also want the third circle or hero to move beneath this one. So I'm gonna go to the first. By these two keys, you can move from one keyframe to another. Go to hero, open, transform, position, move to the next keyframe and change it and move this to the bottom. See, So when these two move right now, we can see the third layer. And then I'm gonna, by clicking page down and page up, you can move one frame ahead. We're gonna do another keyframe right here, and then we're gonna move half a second ahead again, and change the position of the third circle or hero to the bottom, a bit to the right, somewhere around here. So what we have, this is what we have created now. Tap, tap. My 3 layers. Okay, under 10 minutes, we're doing fine. Now, as you saw, there are, in my example, there are these cool pinkish blue-green lines. This is what we are going to be creating now. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is that you need a plugin to create this. The company is Red Giant Software, and the plugin is called Particular. If you decide to make many effects, I suggest getting in it. I'm not gonna say buying, because I know that's not what you will do probably. Anyways, I'm also gonna release this as a video, so that you can just edit the inside of the circles yourself and still have the lines while not having the plugin. If you just understand what I said, you will see. Now, create a layer, new, solid. Name it part, let's just say particular if you want, particular 1, and change it to black. It doesn't really matter what color it's gonna be. Click OK, move it to the bottom, and then find the part. I also have it right particular. If you have it, this will pop out, and throw it on your particular layer. Now, what particular does, imagine a small hole which produces lots and lots of dots. Now you can choose the position of the hole, how many dots it's gonna produce, how fast, the color, how much they're going to spread, if they spread randomly, the size, the opacity. You can change everything. Now, this is what we're doing. So we wanna open the keyframes for DotA. Go here, and then also open the settings for our particular layer. Effects, particular, emitter. Emitter are the settings for the small hole I just said. First of all, we want to make this small hole a box. So change the emitter type from point to box. And move it to the center of our circles, right here. Now, it starts moving here, so go to our emitter, create a keyframe, and make this 0. Now, by clicking page down, go 1 frame ahead, and make this, let's say, big number, 30,900. It seems big, but no worries. Now, we want to go ahead in time and find when the DotA picture stops, which is right here. Now we want to create this is what I did wrong. Go to the first keyframe, and also make a keyframe to the position. Now go ahead in time, find where the DotA circle stops, right here, and change the position of the emitter a bit to right. You can see that there is our 3,900 dots, and go up right here. Now this is not looking good. Here's what we're gonna do. Imagine this. I tried to point in my own screen as a box. Now, velocity. This is how much the dots spread. If we take this 0, you can see what happens. Now this is a box. If it was a point, we would already have a line, but this is a box. So we also have to change the size of the box that is making all these dots. So emitter size X, Y, and Z. Take all this to 0. See, we have a nice line. Well, it's not really nice, it seems boring, but we're going to change all this. Now, we want to go to particular again, change the emitter, go to particle settings, and change the life to 10 so that the small dots or particles don't disappear. Change the size from 5 to 2 or 3 or whatever you like, and also change the color. I'm gonna use a light blue as a first color. Now we will also leave the particle settings and go to physics, gravity, air, all this stuff. Go to air, turbulence field. Now imagine this as a strong wind that fucks everything up. So we want this wind to affect our position. You can see things changing. We want to make the complexity a bit bigger. Things change a bit more. And let's also change the scale. So you can see this stuff happening. And our particles disappear and go up. Now this happened because when our DotA cycle appears here, we want to go to our emitter settings, create another keyframe for our particles per second, move one frame down, and then order the emitters to stop producing particles so that they don't go. They still go up. What the fuck? So terribly sorry for interrupting this tutorial. I'm back, and I just had to find which setting messed everything up. So what we saw is that our particles were disappearing, as you can see here, and moving up. Now this is because when we went to the emitter settings, we forgot to change a couple of settings. Now this here is the velocity random, velocity distribution, and velocity from motion. This means that if our little box hole was moving to a certain path, then the particles it produced were dragged and doing the same path, so that's the reason why they kept moving up and disappearing, and that's not what we want to happen. So we go to velocity random, change it to 0, velocity distribution, change it to 0, and velocity from motion also changing it to 0. And now nothing moves, everything stays right and put, and we are fine. Now to make things look better, go to a particular, effect, stylize, and glow. See, glow makes everything look cooler. Now duplicate our particular one layer. It's exactly the same. Go to again effects, particular, physics, air, turbulence field, blah 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 blah, and change the scale a bit so we don't have the same things. Okay, we change the scale a bit, and also change the color of the particles. Go to particle, the color, let's make it a light purple, a lighter purple. Nice. So that it has a very nice glow. And why not do it a third time? Go again to effects, particular, physics, air, turbulence field, change the scale again a bit. Okay, even more, I would say. Nice. And make this particle greenish. I think it's a nice color. Greenish, not bluish. Nice. Now you can see that blah blah, we have this nice lines moving around. You can change the settings to whatever you want, of course. This is just an example. And we also want to do the exactly same thing for our loader to relay transition. Just rename this to blue purple and green. I also think my English are starting to improve a bit, don't you think? Anyways, go to blue, Control D, double it, so we have blue 2. Find the exact point the relay thing starts to move. Now go to turn effects, particular, particle, I think particle emitter, and blah 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 blah. We wanna delete the first keyframes, or not. Wait, I have to check something out. I'm terribly sorry. So yes, delete everything here. Go to a position X, Y, and our particles per second, and why this moves down here. Make our center go again, as I've shown you before. You see, everything happens on its own now, because we have everything nice and ready. Let's check it out. So, you also want to make sure that move one page up, one frame up, and order it to produce 0 particles, so that we don't have this small thing. Blah 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 blah. Perfect. Perfect. Now duplicate the other layers as well. Let's make a second purple. We can just go to a blue emitter options, copy everything here by going to edit, copy, going to a purple, transform effects, particular, emitter, delete those ones, and by clicking in a minute. Okay, my mom doing the same thing. So you can see now we have our purple layer again, and then going again to our green layer, duplicating it, go again to effects, particular, emitter, delete those, and just paste the new ones. You can see, I think it's beautiful. Now, we don't want to make it any fancier, because if this appears in every scene in a new movie, we don't want the eye to focus on this animation. We want the eye to focus on your scene. So just use the same thing and keep it rather simple. Now, I'm sorry this tutorial took so long. It was my second one, but I'm going to improve. I hope you like it, and you have to know I put a lot of effort in these videos, so I would really appreciate it if you subscribed and left a comment telling me what you think. My best wishes for tomorrow. I hope you all have fun, and see you next week.